Please welcome Ivan Zhao.
Good morning, and welcome to Make with Notion 2025. Thank you for joining us here in San Francisco or watching online around the world. You know, last year's Make with Notion was our very first conference as a company. And to be honest, we're not exactly sure how it would turn out. So raise your hand if you were there last year. Yeah. So I think you can confirm that it turned out beautifully. Many people told me that it felt like a coming-of-age party for Notion and for our community. I was especially proud of the creativity and the care that our team put into the event. You know, at Notion, we love well-crafted things. We're a little bit snobby, especially about chairs. So, to make things a little bit more interesting last year, we brought our nicest chair from our office to the event. And some people joked that it felt more like an interior design conference than a tech conference. And I'll take that as a compliment. So for today, I hope you can have a similar great experience as last year, if not better. We prepared a lot of exciting programs and demos for you. I think you'll have a blast. So let's kick out today's keynote with a product recap. We launched a lot of things last year, including brand new AI products. But I want to start with something that's not as flashy, but critical to all of you: performance and reliability. We really care about this as Notion continues to scale. So our engineer team spent the entire summer on this. We fixed over 2,000 bugs. We improved desktop speed by 30%. And for large databases, they can now load up to 3 times as fast as before. I think you can all feel the difference. Thank you. For our developer community, we shipped the top API request for years, webhooks. So you can now build more powerful integration around Notion for your enterprise, for your product. Also, we launched something that many of you have been waiting for ever since we started this company. Offline mode. So last year on stage, I teased offline mode to you guys. And last month, we shipped offline mode to all of you. Well, since then, our subreddit traffic has been plummeting. Some Reddit users are wondering what to talk about now Notion offline mode is out. But to be clear, there's a lot more we need to do to make Notion and Notion offline even better. And thank you again for your patience and for your feedback. This is the reason we love our community so much, because you all care so much. We also launched brand new AI products, like AI meeting notes. So you can, thank you, my favorite too, yeah. Which does the note-taking so you can focus on being present in the meeting. And there's enterprise search. It turns your company's tribal knowledge into instant answers. We also launched Notion Mail on iOS and desktop. Android coming soon. And last but not least, we upgrade Notion Calendar with scheduling link and task integrations. Yeah. And in today's keynote, you all learned that how all these products, tools come together with Notion and with AI. Last year was also a big year for our customers, with more companies and teams adopting Notion. Like Cursor, it's one of the fastest growing companies of all time, and it runs on Notion. Or OpenAI, it also runs on Notion. They onboard thousands of new hires last year. And when those new hires have questions, they ask Notion AI. It's pretty neat to see that the company that started the current AI revolution rely on Notion AI. And when you look at this new generation of AI companies, I'm really proud that almost all of them start on Notion. So outside the AI industry, Ramp is a fast-growing company reinventing finance. And I especially like their tagline, time is money, save both. Last year, Notion helped Ramp consolidate half a dozen tools and save 70% of their tooling cost. And this is my favorite. To quote their CEO, Eric, Notion is not just saving them money, but literally compressing time. So now I think about it, well, maybe Notion should steal Ramp's tagline. Of course, we'll never forget small business and creators. Take Pies and Thigh, a restaurant in Brooklyn. And according to the internet, they have the best pies in New York City. And I finally got to taste it this week. It's excellent. They're scaling and opening new locations. And they're using Notion for almost everything, from training to scheduling to brainstorming new recipes. So next time, when you have their pies or thighs, maybe there's a little bit AI in it. Notion is also growing in education. And this one is very personal for me. Some of you probably know Notion was reborn in Kyoto, Japan. We're inspired by Kyoto's arts and craft. And today, Kyoto University of Arts uses Notion across 800 faculty. It's very heartwarming to see that the school that teaches Kyoto's and arts and craft now runs on Notion. Thank you. All the customer story comes back to our mission. Whether you're building an AI startup, reinventing modern finance, or expanding your restaurant operations, we want Notion to be there, to support you with beautiful tools to help you build your life's work. Notion, the company, is also growing. Last year, we opened 5 new locations: Sydney, Singapore, London, Paris, and Munich, so we can stay closer to our community and customers. In San Francisco, we also moved into a new office. It's one of the first office buildings in the city, and it survived the 1906 San Francisco earthquake. So if you zoom in to our building on the right, it says, offices ready in May. So right after the San Francisco earthquake, people were already eager getting back to office. No. So return to office is different back then. No. So time has clearly changed, right? So you might be wondering, well, why am I talking about our office? Because it relates to the theme of our keynote today. Around 1900, most Americans were farmers, but people began to migrate into cities for a new type of work: knowledge work. Office buildings were created to host knowledge workers, and new tools were designed to automate people's workflows. Tools like typewriters, so people didn't have to second-guess their coworkers' handwritings. Or file cabinets, which was basically the original second brain. And now imagine creating an entire YouTube course about file cabinets. As we move into the software era, typewriters become word processors. File cabinets became databases and applications. And today, the software era became the software sprawl era. Tools are fragmented and rigid. An average company needs to use 88 tools to run their business. And knowledge work feels more like busy work. So sometimes we think, well, busy work is just modern life, part of being adult. Grow up. But at Notion, our mission is to help you do your life's work. So we ask ourselves, can we use AI to help you delegate some of your busy work? And as you probably know, AI and AI agent already exists for some sectors like customer support and coding. But the world has yet to see an AI agent for general purpose knowledge work. There are a lot of cool demos on Twitter, but nothing truly works at scale, reliably. This is the problem we've been working on for the past 2 years. And sometimes it feels everything we built at Notion has prepared us for this moment. So, what does it take to build a knowledge work agent? It needs 3 parts. First, it needs to know about your work. Context is everything for AI. But today, here's the dilemma of AI at work. On one side, AI chatbot knows about your personal life, but it's not plugged into your work context. And on the work side, every SaaS app has AI now, but they don't work together. So the context is still fragmented. At Notion, we've been solving this fragmentation problem for years. With Notion 1.0, we consolidate documents and knowledge base into one tool. And with 2.0, we're introducing databases and brought together tasks and projects and your other workflows. Then we have Notion Mail, Notion Calendar, and AI meeting notes. For everything else, there is Notion Enterprise Search. This means Notion knows everything about you and your work, and we can pass this context to your Notion knowledge work agent. Second, to build a knowledge work agent, it needs to be designed for teamwork. But most AI chatbots today are designed for single player. At Notion, we spent years building the essential foundation for teamwork with features like real-time collaboration, permissions, version control, and security guardrails. Now, we can extend these foundations to the agent. And your Notion workspace becomes the place where humans and agents seamlessly collaborate. Finally, a knowledge work agent needs to actually do real work for you. And this is the most tricky part. Because when your tools are rigid and your work context is fragmented, AI agents can't work reliably. They're just like people. They all struggle to piece everything together. But Notion has all the work context, and Notion has all the core building blocks of knowledge work. So we sent Notion AI to the bootcamp and taught it how to do real work using those building blocks and context in Notion. With a lot of hard work and completely rebuilding Notion AI from the ground up multiple times, we can say that it's finally ready. And the result is, anything you can do with Notion, your Notion AI agent can do. It's the state-of-the-art AI agent that can do multi-step, continuous, autonomous work, sometimes 20 minutes at a time. This is such a big step change in our company history, and it gave us a brand new foundation to build our future. So, we want to finally turn a page. Introducing Notion 3.0. It's the world's most advanced knowledge work agent, designed for teamwork. It's the first of its kind. We're really proud of it, and we can't wait for you to try it. Before, Notion was your tool. With 3.0, Notion is your AI teammate. Before, Notion was your notes app, your knowledge base, your task tracker. With 3.0, Notion can do work for you. It can take your notes, it can give you the answer proactively, it can do your task end to end. We think it will really reduce your busy work and give your time back for your life's work. Okay, let's see some demos. And here's Sheer to tell you more.
Wow, what a great intro. Thank you, Ivan. I'm Sheer, and I work on AI at Notion. I've been working on AI for more than 10 years, and it's never been more exciting than it is today. But keeping up with AI comes with this. I don't like it either. So much of my reserved focus time is spent on things like writing status updates, prepping for meetings, updating docs. But recently, I've been able to reclaim more of my focus time, and actually, focus, because I've been delegating my busy work to this guy. This is our brand new Notion agent. It's being rebuilt from the ground up. It's new and improved, and it can tackle much more complicated tasks like this one you see right here. Previously, Notion AI could only do things one thing at a time. A single search, a single generation. You had to give very precise instructions for it to do the right thing. Today, the agent is able to take on a much more complicated goal or task, just like the ones you see here. We have taught this agent to do everything that you can do in Notion and take advantage of the full set of building blocks. It can generate toggles, bullets, checkboxes, and my personal favorite, the table, columns. Anything you can do in Notion, this agent can do. We're also introducing instructions and memory. This lets you control how your agent behaves. It's also a place for you to store notes on your preferences and memories about you. And since it's just a Notion page, I can edit the instructions and memories however I want, and I connect it at mention to the rest of the context in my Notion workspace. So instead of telling you, let's show you. In today's demo, I'm going to be a PM working on follow-ups from our offline mode launch. First, I'm going to have my personal agent help with user feedback. And then I'm going to have it write a product requirements doc or a PRD that I can share with the rest of the team. Let's dive in. As I get situated in my day, I'm going to first start with the task of gathering user feedback. I'm going to ask my agent to create a doc. Now, I know that there is a bunch of information from Slack, from email, and from the web, so I'm going to prompt the agent to look there. I also want it to pull very specific user quotes from me. This is the kind of thing that would have taken me hours to do all on my own. I would have had to comb through all of the user feedback, create categories, copy and paste a bunch of quotes from everywhere, but this agent can do it in seconds. This is our revamped Notion agent. It's got access to enterprise search, so we can gather context from mail, from Slack, from Notion. With Notion's AI meeting notes, I can pull quotes directly from transcripts with customer interviews. I can also search the web, where probably some of you have left us some feedback about offline mode. We hear you. And because this agent can do anything I can do in Notion, it can take all of that information and put it into a doc. I just had one prompt, but this agent was able to take all of the different steps, string them together, and put them into a research report. Let's check it out. We can see here we've got quotes from everywhere and themes. I'm going to consider this done. Next, we're going to write our PRD. So again, I can ask the agent to get me started. We're going to go back to the research report and use that as a jumping off point. From here, I can prompt my agent again. I want it to use the feedback we just collected. Again, this is something that manually would have taken me an hour or two, reading through all of the user feedback, extracting out the user problems, figuring out what's a feature request, what's a bug, organizing it into a roadmap. But this agent here, it can do it in seconds. Let's check it out. This PRD looks pretty good, but it's not exactly in the style that I like to write and my team likes to use for PRD templates. This is where instructions and memories come in. So we're going to get it set up. To get it set up, we just click on the agent and hit Personalize. From here, I can add a new Notion page, and this is just a page. So it's going to work out of the box with all of your existing setup. The flexibility that you have for organizing your thoughts in Notion, you can also use to organize your agent's memory. We're going to add our first memory here, which is that PRD template that I want to use. All I have to do is add this here once, and now the agent can remember this for every future interaction. We can put style guides in here, templates, and really any preference I have. I'm also going to ask it to interact with me in a special way. I'm a little bit of a diva, so I'm going to ask her to refer to me as a queen. And it's not personal without a personality, so let's give her some. All right, back to work. Let's go back to our PRD and fix it up. I'm going to ask the agent to update this to the right format. Now, I didn't add the PRD template here at all, but the agent was able to pull the instructions, read the PRD template, look at it, review it, and now it's updating my doc to the right format with the headers and the bullets that I need. Almost done, but I really like to add a TLDR section to the top of every single doc. So I'm going to ask the agent to do that. I'm also going to ask the agent to remember this for the future. Now remember, my instructions page is just a page. And since the agent can edit pages, the agent can remember this all on its own. I never need to open the instructions. Okay, I think we're done. Boom. Last step here, sharing with the team. I think this PRD is ready for some feedback, so I'm going to share it with Jakob from our engineering team. I think we can consider our busy work done. So, that is the brand new personalized agent. It can reason in multiple steps. It's personalized to how I like to be called, and it's better each time I use it. For any PM, researching docs, writing docs, this can save you countless hours of busy work. And it's not just me. We're also seeing fast-growing companies like Vercel save 9 hours per person per week. That's a full day back every week. We've been rolling this out slowly over the last few weeks, and this feels different. There's a lot of excitement. And please keep the feedback coming, the good, the bad, the ugly. We want to hear it. There's a ton to explore with your new agent. I only showed you a small fraction of what the agent can do in my demo just now. It uses all of the latest AI models. It's available on mobile, and it's connected to all of your enterprise connectors. But the best part, everything I showed you, multi-step reasoning, enterprise search, personalization, all of it is available today. But I skipped over a pretty big Notion building block. The real power of the agent comes where you combine it with databases. Here's Jakob to tell you more.
Hi everyone, I'm Jakob from the engineering team, and I'm excited to show you what's new with databases in Notion 3.0. In Shir's demo, we saw how the agent is able to search across many sources to put together a high-quality document. But what happens when you're working with a huge amount of data? In a database, you might have hundreds or even thousands of pages. For example, you might use the database to manage your product roadmap, where each item needs regular updates. Or for something like a task tracker. As you can see, there's a ton of detail that needs to be captured about every task. The due date, the assignee, the priority, and then more details inside of each page. You can use databases for so many things. I actually have a personal database where I keep track of my favorite music albums and what I want to listen to next. And I love that I can view my databases however makes sense for what I'm tracking. Now, I love Notion databases, but even for a long-time Notion user like me, building and maintaining large databases can be a lot of work. Setting up the views, creating the properties, populating the database with hundreds of rows, sometimes this can feel slow or tedious. But luckily, now, anything I can do in Notion, my agent can do for me. And with databases, the agent can make me 100 times more efficient. But like Ivan said earlier, the agent needs to be built for teamwork, and it needs to respect your permissions. And unfortunately, until recently, database permissions have always been all or nothing, which means if I want to share a database with someone like a client or an external contractor, I have to give them and their agent access to the entire database, or they get no access at all. This has been a major pain point for years. But today, I'm excited to announce that we're launching granular database permissions. It's our #2 feature request of all time, second only to offline mode. This feature gives you more control over how you work with your teammates and their AI agents. You can now set up a database so that a page is automatically shared with whoever it's assigned to or whoever is mentioned in a particular property. I have a lot to show you, so I'm going to show you in a demo. In the demo, we're going to do a few things. I'm going to first have my agent turn Shir's PRD into specific tasks. And then I'll have the agent look through Slack to find bug reports. And finally, my agent will help me with adding views and formulas. So let's jump in. If you're an engineering lead like me, you spend your time focused on two things: building new features or fixing and maintaining what already exists. And when you're building new features, one of the more time-consuming parts is breaking down a product spec into smaller tasks. Normally, you'd have to manually move a lot of information from one place to another. But now, my agent can do that for me. So I just asked for it to break down this PRD, and I already have this database set up with where our team is tracking our work. So the agent is simply adding the tasks here with all of the necessary properties populated. Without AI, I'd need to read the PRD, add names to the tasks, assign owners and priority levels. But with AI, that just happens in one pass. And I love how much time this saves me so that I can focus on doing the things that I really enjoy, like writing code and working with my team to solve hard problems. So as you can see, the database is now fully populated. All of the properties, the assignee, the task type, priority. All it took was one prompt, and now we're ready to move on to the next thing. Now, let's talk about how my agent can help me with the second part of my job: fixing bugs and maintaining existing features. As Shir mentioned earlier, I can personalize my agent with instructions that make it effective at performing my tasks. So I taught my agent to route tasks to the right owners, because each task on my team falls into one of three categories: front-end tasks, back-end tasks, or mobile tasks. So as you can see here, I have this mapping in my agent's instructions, so it knows who should be assigned to what. And then, importantly, when I chat with the agent, it's able to use that mapping automatically. The flexibility of the agent's memory gives it so much power. So now we'll see it in action. Now, we're going to ask our agent to consolidate feedback and bug reports into Notion. I also want to make sure it assigns owners and due dates to make sure that we stay on track with our work and our timelines. Without agent, I'd have to copy each of these one by one, and it will probably take about an hour or two because there are more than 30 reports in our Slack channel. But, like I said before, in databases, my agent can make me so much more efficient. And I love that the agent is able to read data from all the places where teams do work. It can search your email in Notion Mail or Gmail. It can also meet you where your teams chat, like Slack or Microsoft Teams. It's also able to research on the web. As you can see, it's creating tasks, deduping them. You can see it pulled items from Slack, and it shows each step so I can trust the results. Finally, if you look at this sliced view by assignee, all of the tasks were routed to the right people. And the mobile tasks, the front-end tasks, and the back-end tasks were all mapped to the people who I suggested, and it was just like I specified in my agent's instructions. Let's now look at how we can use Notion Agent to help me track the balance of work across my team. I need to find a way to visualize how many tasks each person has assigned to them. So I'm just going to ask it to add a bar chart, and I want it to be sliced by assignee. If you're a Notion power user like I am, creating views is something you're already comfortable with. But I personally prefer to just describe what I want and let the agent take over instead of manually needing to create this from scratch. There, it tells you it's done. Now we're going to navigate and look at the chart. And now we're able to see an easy slice of tasks and the distribution of work at a glance. So then I can use this to load balance work across my team. Okay, before we move on, I want to know, do we have any formula fans in the audience? Amazing. Formulas are really powerful, but they can also be intimidating. So I need to find a way to see how much time we have before each task's due date. So we'll add a formula for that. We'll name it days until the due date. We'll pick the property type here. And then, importantly, instead of writing the formula from scratch, we're just going to have AI generate it for us. We're going to say number of days until the due date, and I wanted to add some color so that we can easily tell which tasks are coming up soon and which ones are overdue that we need to get to. If you haven't used formulas before, or even if you have, using AI can really help you build anything you want. So after some thinking, there it is. The formula looks correct, and we're able to use the colors to be able to tell which ones are coming up soon. We have the ones in red are overdue, the yellow ones coming up soon, and the green ones, we have more time. Finally, there's one more thing that I want to get right. I want to make some changes to the permissions of this database. So I'm working with some contractors on a few of our tasks, and I only want them to see the tasks that they're assigned to. So I'll set a permission rule so that anyone in the assignee property can edit permissions to their tasks and nothing else. So now our contractors can see their work, but they can't see anyone else's. Okay, that's plenty for today. Now, that's just a small taste of what you can do when you combine your personal agent with Notion databases. It's incredible to see the perfect database created and modified for you, like it has for the browser company's CEO, Josh, and so many customers already. And we'll keep making databases better with new features like conditional coloring, which lets you highlight each page based on a particular property. Like if you want your high priority tasks to be marked in red, like they are here. This is available now, so you should give it a try if you haven't already. And we're also adding a new type of database view, map view. So you can use this to easily visualize your data plotted on a map. Stay tuned for this, coming very soon. Databases offer an incredible toolbox for your personal agent to work with. And I think they truly help your personal agent build beautiful tools for you. Our new database permissions and everything I showed you with agents and databases is available starting today. They're included in our business and our enterprise plans, and they're free to try for anyone. So, we've seen how Notion AI can complete work for you in Notion docs and Notion databases, but we know Notion isn't the only tool you use, which is why I'm excited to invite MJ to the stage to show you how the agent works with your integrations.
Great, thank you. Hi, everyone. I'm MJ, and I'm from the product team. So far, we showed you that agents work super well with pages and databases. And now, I'll show you 2 new ways to connect Notion with your other tools. Even though plenty of work happens in Notion, a few things might need to live elsewhere. For example, if I'm vibe coding or prototyping, I need to use a separate tool like Cursor. But all of my context is in Notion, and it's so much busy work to keep switching in between tools. Back and forth, copy, paste, command, tab, repeat. But that's where the Notion MCP integration comes in. It's a secure way to read and write to and from Notion with other tools. So you can use all of your context from Notion without being in Notion. And today, I'm excited to announce that we're making the MCP even better by adding support to all of your tools from enterprise search. That means while you're vibe coding in tools like Cursor, you'll be able to reference things like Slack conversations, GitHub pull requests, and much more. And we're also adding new integrations for your personal agents to connect to Notion Calendar and Notion Mail. This will make it super easy to schedule meetings and send emails, way faster than human speed. So let's see it in action. First, I'm going to use the Notion MCP to build a prototype in Cursor by pulling context directly from a Notion database. And once that's done, I'll use the MCP again to update that same task from Cursor. And finally, with my Notion Calendar and Notion Mail integrations, I'll use my personal agent to set up a few customer meetings to get some feedback on our prototype. All right, let's start with this task to add more information to the offline settings table. This will help users understand that they've downloaded the right pages before going offline. All I need to do is ask Cursor to implement this task. And within a few seconds, Cursor is going to realize that the details it needs lives in Notion. And it uses our MCP to bring in all of that context seamlessly. From our task, it learns what it needs to build and starts building our prototype. Normally, I'd write some tests, but in this case, let's watch the code changes come in live in our prototyping environment and confirm that everything looks good. So we're looking for the last viewed, last synced, and modified by columns. This is looking pretty good. All right, so next, we'll use the MCP again to update the task from Cursor to reflect all of our hard work. And just for the demo, let's jump back to Notion so that we can watch the task move from not started to done without me touching anything in Notion. Now, imagine how useful this is for engineers as they're hacking away in their favorite IDE. They now can update Notion without switching between tools. Now that we have a prototype, I want to chat with some customers to get some feedback. I have a list of all of my customers and their email addresses, but it can be really tedious to follow up with them and schedule those sessions. So let's have my personal agent handle that for me. My agent finds and uses helpful information in Notion to learn more about each customer and their needs. Then, it pulls in context from Notion Calendar and picks some meeting options based on my working hours, existing meetings, and buffer time preferences. And if you're a PM like me, you probably can relate to the feeling of having negative time between your meetings and feeling like you're just perpetually late. Luckily, my personal agent handled all of those headaches for me with these amazing recommendations. So in a few seconds, the agent is going to create the invites, then send them to me and each customer. So let's quickly hop into my Notion calendar to watch the invites appear. And boom, we have the events scheduled. And I've been saved from so much busy work. Next, I'll ask my personal agent to send a couple of follow-up emails to our customers. Agent remembers all of the emails, so I don't have to copy and paste or even write the emails myself. I love that personal agents take the guesswork out for me. I don't need to worry about crafting the right customer-facing tone or accidentally sending out a typo. It tailors each email to each customer, including their name, the respective invite details, and a clear agenda based on each customer's feedback. So the drafts are done, the emails are being sent, and the magical part is that with the same amount of effort, I can send out countless more emails to additional customers. Calling this just a time saver is an absolute understatement. So we just used the Notion MCP to build a prototype and follow up with customers. And what's extra exciting is that you don't need to be an engineer or a developer to use the MCP. There are no API keys, and it's super easy to connect. And the MCP is so powerful that even the Cursor team themselves are loving it. I'm excited to share that we've expanded our list of first-party MCP integrations with lots of new partners, including Lovable, HubSpot, Windsurf, and many more. The Notion ecosystem is even more open than ever before. You're free to combine the flexibility of Notion's building blocks with whatever tools you need to do your best work. The MCP is also available today and free for everyone. And if you're on the business or enterprise plan, you can use the MCP with advanced capabilities like enterprise search with AI connectors. We have a lot more planned here, so please stay tuned for more improvements. And with that, I'd like to invite Erica to the stage to tell us some exciting updates for the Notion community.
All right. Thank you, MJ, and a big thank you to Jakob and Sheer. Let's give it up for those incredible demos one more time. Hello, everyone. I'm Erica Anderson, and I support our global go-to-market teams here at Notion. As Ivan mentioned earlier, Notion has always been built for teamwork. It's the place where your docs, your databases, and your projects come together so your teams can get things done all in one workspace. And today, we saw powerful demos showing a new way of working, one where you can assign your tasks to your agents, free up your time, and focus on the work that matters the most. And if you're thinking, this looks really amazing, but where do we start? You do not have to figure it out alone. That's where our incredible community comes in. These are folks all around the globe who specialize in Notion, experts in all the latest AI capabilities, and passionate about helping teams create better systems for their day-to-day work. From ambassadors to developers, template creators to consultants, our community has the tools, the teams, the resources you need to get the very most out of your new agents in Notion. Which is why we're very excited to share a major update. We have completely reimagined our consulting partner program. And our goal is very simple. It is to make it easier than ever for you to find the perfect partner to help you implement Notion 3.0. So take a firm here. With over 2,000 employees, they needed a single operating system to bring everyone together. So they worked with Notion State, one of our partners, to build a Notion workspace for all their company knowledge, all of their workflows, with AI at its core. Now, building the system is the very first step. Our consulting partners go beyond building. They help teams adopt new ways of working and make it stick. And for a firm, 95% of employees adopted Notion. And they even canceled some SaaS subscriptions along the way, consolidating into one AI workspace, saving money, and helping their teams move faster. To make it simple to connect with partners like Notion State, we're updating our marketplace today. Now, in just a few clicks, you can browse certified consultants, see their specialties, and find the partner who's right for you. And if you're sitting here wondering, could I do this too? The answer is absolutely yes. If you're passionate about Notion, you can launch your own consulting business. Head over to Notion Academy, where you'll find new coursework, certifications, and badges that can show your expertise. And as a certified Notion consultant, you'll gain exclusive benefits like new leads, priority support, and more, co-branding. And unlike other platforms that take a cut, with Notion Consulting, you keep 100% of your revenue. And consulting is just one of the many ways to build a business with Notion. In the Notion marketplace, you'll see the community offering templates for every imaginable use case. Today, there are over 50,000 templates in marketplace. And now, we're adding something brand new. Yes, agent personalization templates. As you saw in the demos, agents become even more powerful when you give them instructions about how you work. And naturally, our community is already running wild with this idea. Like this one from Lou, these agent instructions make sure that Notion AI always writes in your brand's tone and voice. They even include a glossary so that it always gets the terminology right. Your team gets on-brand writing from that very first draft. And that's just one way to personalize your agent. Take this template from Dagmar. It turns your personal agent into a friendly advisor that helps you focus on your goals. It's grounded in productivity frameworks like getting things done and atomic habits, and teaches your agent exactly how you prefer to organize your notes and your tasks. Think of Marketplace as the app store for your agent's personality. Whether you want it optimized for productivity, built to reflect your own unique style, or designed to bring a little fun like calling you queen, you'll find it in the marketplace. It's a whole new way to make AI feel like it truly works for you. There's so much creativity in what people are building already, and it is just the beginning. With that, let's take a quick look at what the community and customers have been reacting to with all of these new announcements.
In Notion, it's easy to mimic the structure you have in your head in the computer.
It just feels like a natural extension of the way that you might think.
With Notion, every individual person at Ramp has an AI assistant that helps them do their job.
It's a coworker that's been around, that really knows and has genuine context for why we've made certain decisions.
6 minutes later, I'm looking at a really informed graph chart, however I want to visualize that information. Before Notion, that would have taken me 6-8 hours.
We felt the benefits of AI in Notion as we've gone from a few people to over 100 people very quickly.
This is quite transformative, and it's not the half of what it can do.
Notion AI agents will just further evolve Notion to be the one-stop tool.
This changes everything.
Thank you, Erica. So today, we ship a lot of things for you, including the state-of-the-art knowledge work agents with multi-step actions and memories. We launched our top request features, database role permissions, and the brand new group of MCP and AI connectors. So now Notion 3.0 really feels like something new. But before I let you go, we have one more thing for you today. You know, in our demos, you saw how you can start delegate your busy work to your personal agent. But knowledge work is a team sport. And a lot of this repetitive busy work happens on a team level. So we're thinking, how can we create a new type of AI agent that automate repetitive tasks for your team and allow you to create as many such agents as your company needs? Agents that can work while you're sleeping. So here's Ryan to tell you more.
Thank you, Ivan. Hey, everyone. I'm Ryan. I'm on the AI team here at Notion, and I cannot wait to show you what we've been building. We saw many examples today of what your personal agent can do, and it can do a lot. It's like a Swiss Army knife for your productivity. But sometimes you need a specialized tool, something that's really good at a specific job. And sometimes there's just work that you want to put on autopilot. And so, with Notion 3.0, that is now possible with custom agents. Imagine a whole team of agents, each with their own specialty, running in the background. So, you might be asking, what are custom agents? Well, while your personal agent knows everything that you know, with custom agents, you control the information that they have access to. For example, you can give your custom agent access to a specific database. That way, they limit their search results and keep everything focused and trustworthy. Next, your personal agent only collaborates with you. But with custom agents, you can share them across your entire team, supercharging what everyone can do in a day. And finally, your personal agent only knows to work when you use it. But with custom agents, they work autonomously and in the background. They can take action based on triggers or even schedules. Just imagine waking up each day with your new daily briefing delivered by your custom agent. You can create as many custom agents as you need. You can specialize them to any role or team, from employee onboarding to inventory management, and everything in between. Now that is enough talking. How about I actually show you how they work? Here is an example Slack feedback channel the offline team uses to collect feedback. They're spending a ton of time answering the same question over and over and over. Now imagine I run IT for our company, and I've been tinkering on a custom agent to help them out. Let's see it in action. I'm going to go ahead and ask, when did offline mode ship? And if I wait a second, I've got a new reply. Meet Offline Oliver, my team's custom agent that can answer questions about offline mode. And yes, it did ship on August 12th, and we announced it on the 19th. But you don't just have to use Slack to work with custom agents. Each custom agent comes with its very own chat, where you can ask it questions like, do databases work with offline mode? And the answer, of course, is yes. Now, let's see how custom agents work under the hood. So I'll go into Offline Oliver's settings, and up at the top, we have our triggers. These are what wake up your agent and get it to work. You can set triggers like a custom schedule, it can respond to events in Notion, or even external events in Slack, with many more apps and integrations coming soon. Below our triggers, we have our instructions. This is where I can tell our agent exactly how it should work. Like in this example, reading from a knowledge base. And last, we have our tools and access. This is where I can decide exactly what my agent can see and do within my workspace. So Offline Oliver's already pretty useful, but it's just answering questions. What if our agent could file tasks automatically? Well, our team uses this people database to keep track of who works on what. We can give Offline Oliver access to this database to automatically assign new tasks. Now, I could go into our custom agent and type some new instructions, click some buttons, or I could just ask Notion AI to do it for me. So here, I'm going to tell Notion AI to use the task database, the people database, how to assign people, and even how to handle replies in Slack. And Notion AI will figure out exactly what updates to make to our agent. And just like that, our agent's updated with new instructions and configuration ready to use. All right, let's see it in action. I'm going to pop back over to Slack and ask a question about some weird Android bug that I've been seeing. I wait a minute, and now we have another reply. And who would have guessed? It's Offline Oliver again. This time with a new task automatically assigned to Jakob. But Jakob, or MJ, is the one that typically helps us with Android, so without leaving Slack, I'll just tell Offline Oliver to make some updates to the task, and most importantly, the people database. Now, if I go over to our people database, I see Android listed under MJ's profile, so future tasks will go straight to her. What we've just built is a self-updating agent that can learn on the fly and update its own memory. And this is just a glimpse of the power of combining custom agents and Notion blocks. Let's meet another agent, Grug. Grug's an honorary member of our design team at this point. We give Grug designs, and Grug spits back critiques. What about an agent for personal meal tracking? Well, I built that too. I send it pictures of what I ate. It can analyze our images and automatically log everything into my personal meal tracker. Now, the last one. We spend a ton of time collecting feedback from folks like you. So we build an agent to help us do the busy work of collecting the feedback. This agent goes to the internet every morning and turns what people are saying about offline mode into new reports with feature requests, sentiment analysis, even filing bugs ready for us to work on. This one agent can save our researchers and product teams hours every single week. We gave early access to some of our friends at Ramp, and they're telling us how much it's already helping them get work done. And you're going to see some more exciting examples from Ben in just a few minutes. Custom agents are already in early access and will be shipping more broadly soon. We cannot wait to share these with you and see what you build. And if you want to see a deep dive into how we use custom agents at Notion, please join us later today on stage 2. And with that, let's see a quick video of everything new in Notion 3.0.
I hope you liked that video as much as we did. Our team really had fun with that. So today, we show you that you can use Notion Agent to delegate your busy work and get time back for your life's work. We also show that teams can augment their capability with custom agents. So a team of 3 might soon have the output of 300. All these bring us back to our mission, to help you build beautiful tools for your life's work. For the rest of today, please don't be shy to share your feedback with us. We're easy to find because we're going to wear the Notion jackets. Thank you for joining us today, and have a great Make with Notion.